Hey guys, what's going on? It is Rick. I am here with Mill Creek video. So Mill Creek has released a bunch of awesome titles in the month of February and March. I'm recording this on the 14th of March. So this Tuesday, the last movie that I talk about will be releasing. So I'm going to get this video out for you guys today or tomorrow. So it'll drop probably tomorrow. We'll do it Monday. And then we'll be back to our normal schedule of Tuesday reviews and Friday pickups. But I'm going to dive right in. Like I said, I have a bunch of cool stuff to talk about from Mill Creek. I've now seen all the movies that I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to really go into reviews. I save that for my weekly review videos. So we'll talk about it, basically about the quality of the video and then just like minor thoughts. I also have notes. A lot of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about here, it's the first time coming to Blu-ray ever. Other times it's a re-release or the original release was an MOD. So we're going to dive right in. And this came out last month in February. And that is the Net and the Net 2.0. Why is that so blurry? The Net and the Net 2.0 double feature. So the Net previously was available on a Sony MOD Blu-ray. The Net 2.0 was never released on Blu-ray. So I had actually seen the Net for the first time last year. I actually really enjoyed it. Bridget had a DVD of it, and I've been looking to upgrade to Blu-ray. When I heard Mill Creek was doing this double feature, I definitely wanted to get my hands on it and check it out. We didn't sit and watch the whole Net movie on Blu-ray. We just kind of skimmed through it to look at video quality. Definitely an improvement over the DVD, but still not the most crisp quality. The one thing I will say about Mill Creek is they put out a lot of really fun titles for a great price point. A lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about in this video is available for like $13 or less, or was available for $13 or less. And then the Net 2.0, neither one of us had seen, but wanted to check it out. I got very heavy vibes of watching an episode of CSI. I actually talked about it in a future review video because I watched this pretty early on. Everything else I've watched in like the last week, honestly. So it was decent. I mean, it kept my attention the whole time, but it's probably not something I'll rewatch. But this set, having the Net in it makes it worthwhile. It was also weird. This was rated R for violence, but the violence wasn't even that bad. No different than like what would be on a TV-14 TV show on like CBS, and there was no language at all. It was very weird vibes. But so yeah, this is a fun release. Like I said, first time for Net 2.0 on Blu-ray, and the Net previously was on MOD Blu-ray. Next up, this also released last month in February, and this was the most recent watch for us, and that is The Cowboy Way, starring Kiefer Sutherland and Woody Harrelson. Also, Dylan McDermott plays the bad guy. There's a young Louise Guzman. This is from 1994, I believe. It was a Universal Studios film. This is the first time this is on Blu-ray. This is about two best friends or ex-best friends who did rodeos together. And then Kiefer Sutherland's character lives with this guy who's going to pick up his daughter in New York, who's coming over from Cuba. He's been paying somebody to get her over from Cuba, and they decide to go to the city, and Woody Harrelson tags along, and they're from New Mexico. They've always been in New Mexico, so they haven't really gone to the big city. So there's some humor in it, but it's also like a crime suspense drama type story, because they're trying to find his friend and the daughter, and obviously there's crooked people all along the way. Dylan McDermott plays the bad guy, and like I said, Louise Guzman's one of his henchmen. So like I said, I'm not going to go into like details about the actual movie. I'll save that for my weekly reviews, but I did enjoy this one. Ernie Hudson's also in it as a police officer, which was a fun, not a cameo, but a fun appearance. It's rated PG-13, decent picture quality. I don't really have anything to compare it to. Like I said, if I were to rate these picture qualities on a scale of 1 to 5, I'd probably be at a 3 for most of them. So it's not like a super high quality Blu-ray, but it's also an improvement over the DVD in my opinion. Next up, let's see here. This is a re-release. This was released, I believe, as a Best Buy exclusive, Universal Studios Best Buy exclusive. And has also a VHS retro slipcover artwork of The Babe, starring John Goodman, based on the life of George Herman Babe Ruth himself. So the thing I love, and I've talked about it before in videos with these VHS retro slips, is the artwork on the slipcover is different than the artwork on the actual Blu-ray. So you get two different artworks, which is, in my opinion, how it should be. And this was a fun watch. Like I said, it was weird to see a PG telling of Babe Ruth's life, because if you know anything about Babe Ruth, he didn't necessarily live a PG-friendly life, but they did a good job of it. The story was very entertaining. John Goodman was fantastic as Babe Ruth. And it also stars Kelly McGillis in the film as well. I'm trying to think if anybody else was really familiar. That was funny, like watching a lot of these movies. There were a lot of familiar faces, but not necessarily a lot of name recognition. Like, oh, I recognize that guy. He was in If Looks Could Kill. Or, hey, I recognize that guy. He was in Forrest Gump. So it was fun to do that while watching these movies. But The Babe was a fun one. The slipcovers this time were also glossy, which I really like. In the past, and I don't think I have one handy. No, I do. So, like, here's a previous Mill Creek release of Hard Bodies, and this was a matte slipcover. So, it was a matte finish, where this is the glossy finish. I actually like the glossy finish a little more. I think they pop a little extra, personally. So, next up, I'm trying to balance this on my leg instead of like putting stuff on the table and rocking it. This is a first time to Blu-ray movie, a first time watch for me, just like The Babe was. And a funny story about this one. It is Gold Diggers, The Secret of Bear Mountain. So funny story, I've never seen this. I'm pretty sure my sister watched this when she was growing up, but I just never watched it. I always thought this was Christina Ricci and Jonathan Taylor Thomas in this movie. I did not realize that is Anna, was it Chlumsky? I always thought that was Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Christina Ricci in this film. But it's actually two young girls. It almost gives me like Goonie vibes. I had never seen this movie before. Christina Ricci moves into town, and Anna Chlumsky's character, Jody, is like, she's the rebel in the town. Nobody really likes to hang out with her. She's a loner. She likes to go on adventures. And Christina Ricci is like drawn to her, and they start out a fun friendship, and they're trying to find this gold treasure. There's a legend of Molly Morgan. So once again, you have the VHS slipcover work and that artwork there. So like I said, I really love that they do this with the releases. And all this stuff that I'm showing is available now. I'm going to put Amazon links down below to all these titles so you guys know where to pick them up. So, yes, Gold Diggers with the glossy slip again. This was another fantastic movie. It is Gorillas in the Mist, The Adventures of Diane Fossey. When I received this, the slipcover is a bit damaged. Luckily, it was on the back, not the front, but it kind of is a bummer that it's ripped. But hey, it was sent to me to review, so I can't really hate on it that much. This is the true life story of Diane Fossey. There's the different artworks. I don't really like the Blu-ray artwork on this one, honestly. This was the classic, like, VHS poster artwork, I feel. So, Sigourney Weaver's character, Diane Fossey, goes to Africa to basically, I think she's supposed to, there's a term that I'm blanking on, but she's basically going to count the gorillas and monitor the gorillas because they're having issues with poachers and the population, animal traders. The population of gorillas is shrinking down dramatically. This is a re-release. This isn't the first time on Blu-ray for this. I believe Universal Studios also released this one back in the day. Yes, it's another Universal film. I believe these are mostly Universal movies, the VHS slipcovers. Yes, Universal, 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 and then Sony for the net. So Gorillas in the Mist was fantastic. Probably my favorite of the movies I watched. Just a really well done, great movie. Brian Brown from FX is in this as well. Like I said, a re-release here, but definitely one I suggest. So Gorillas in the Mist. Next up, this was the only one of the VHS movies I had seen before, so I'd never seen any of these. These were all first-time watches. But I saw this, I guess, when I was younger. I think I went to the movies to see this, because I want to say it came out in 93. I think this came out in 93. 92. So I went to the movies probably when I was like 8 or 9 to see this. And that is Stop or My Mom Will Shoot with Sylvester Stallone and Estelle Getty. You got the glossy VHS slipcover and then the original movie poster. At least I remember that being the movie poster back in the day. So on a rewatch, this did not necessarily hold up for me. Also probably the least attractive of the Blu-rays in terms of picture quality. You know, I could see this being viewed as a cult classic to some people, but for me, it just didn't hold up personally. It had a few laughs in it, but like I said, not as many. This was the big one. This is the first time this has come to Blu-ray, and a lot of people were really excited about this, as well as Gold Diggers, because these were the two big first time to Blu-ray releases. So Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, like I said, didn't necessarily hold up for me. But a lot of people are excited about it. So Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, available now. Now this one we didn't get to rewatch. We're going to check these out hopefully in the near future. But as a kid, I watched these movies a bunch of times. I popped them in and did like a few spot checks. Picture quality looks pretty decent. And I know that these have been on Blu-ray before. I want to say the second one was an MOD Blu-ray. It's the first time they're together in like a combo pack. And that is My Girl and My Girl 2. Obviously My Girl starring Anna, is it Chomsky or Klumsky? I want to say Klumsky. I want to say the CH is Klumsky. Anyway, and Macaulay Culkin, also Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis. The sequel stars Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis, Anna Klumsky, and Austin O'Brien, who a lot of people might recognize from The Last Action Hero. So I remember, man, these are like fantastic kid dramas. There was some humor as well, but kid dramas, of course, you know, from the first one, you know, what's his name? What's the character's name? Tom. He can't see without his glasses. When the bee sting scene, man, I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen My Girl, but there is a tearjerker scene in this film, especially for young kids. I think it's really emotional. I believe Veda, right? Isn't that her name? Yeah, Veda Saltonfuss. But her dad is a mortician, Dan Aykroyd. So she's around death her whole life, but she also has to deal with death in the film. Whereas it's not a stranger, it's somebody close to her. So, like I said, I can't wait to revisit these. I did not get a chance to watch them. I popped them in. They look good, so I'm excited to revisit both of these. As, like I said, I watched these both a ton as a kid. So My Girl 1 and 2 together in one pack. And then the last thing I have not opened because, full disclosure, I am keeping this for a display piece. It's only my second Mondo Steelbook. Last year I got the 4K Vinegar Syndrome with the slipcover of this movie, as I was told so much about it. But that is rad. Like I said, this is going to be kept as a display piece for me. It's cool. I don't know if you guys can see, but the slipcover actually has the word rad. It's not on the Steelbook itself. The Steelbook is just the guy on the bicycle. And I love when Mill Creek does Steelbooks that they have it's like a hard plastic sleeve to protect the Steelbook. They did it with Flatliners. They did it with Mothra. So Rad was a really fun movie. I've read reviews on the transfer of this. They said it's absolutely stunning. It's probably one of the best Mill Creek Blu-ray transfers that has been done in a long time. So that is awesome news. And yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Rad. I compared it a lot to like Thrashin' and Airborne. They're all kind of the same vein. I grew up watching Airborne. I really enjoyed this as well as Thrashin'. So Rad on the Mondo Blu-ray Steelbook. That's amazing there. Like I said, that'll be on the shelf. That's an awesome display piece for me. So Rad, and that comes out Tuesday, March 16th. So just I'm going to drop this video tomorrow. So this will be available tomorrow. In the description box down below, I will put links to where you can buy each of these titles on Amazon.com. I know the Rad one, the price point, I believe on Amazon has shot up and it's back ordered because it was a very popular title. Because the Vinegar Syndrome was only limited to 12,000. So this I think will be limited as well, just maybe more than 12,000. Excuse me. So thank you, of course, to Mill Creek Entertainment for sending over all that stuff for us to check out. Lots of great stuff coming out from Mill Creek. They have something coming out in April I'm very, very excited about. First time to Blu-ray. It's been a while since I watched it, but I remember loving the movie so much. So a tease. Hopefully I get that to review next month to show you guys. And kudos to Mill Creek for just knocking it out of the park. And that's it. So thank you guys, as always, for watching the video. I also want to tease and mention, even though it's a ways down the way, I went out hunting yesterday with Dave and Chris. Excuse me, the first time we had gone hunting in like 4 months, or I had gone hunting with them. It was a fun day. It was a long day. It was like 10 hours. I got pickups to show. I teased on my Instagram the stack of stuff I bought to keep and to flip. So that video will be coming, like I said, down the road a little bit. But I have plenty of videos coming out and recorded. I think I have like 5 weeks worth of content recorded and already uploaded for you guys to check out. So plenty of content. Tuesday's reviews, Friday's pickups. Give the review videos some love, guys. The counts on the review videos have dropped very hard. And it has me kind of second guessing doing reviews, but I enjoy doing those videos. So if you don't watch the review videos, do them, check them out, let me know your thoughts. And that is it. So as always, guys, thank you for watching. Check out the description box down below where you can find links to my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, where I rate and review all the movies I watch. My eBay profile, Amazon wishlist, email address, P.O. box can all be found down below. And that is it. So as always, until next time, who's down to movie?